Perfect. 1 second. And thank you again. All right. Perfect. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this afternoon. We have an incredible guest with us, one who's going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration, and that is none other than the student minister of Guyana, Brother Dennis Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam, sir.
And how are you doing today, sir?
I'm fine, brother. All praise is due to Allah. How's yourself and family?
Excellent, excellent. Everyone is doing well, sir. Okay, well, the first question that we want to know is, first of all, where is Guyana?
Beautiful. Guyana, for the most part, as discussed, is found in South America. Many persons, dear brother, they will get mixed up with Ghana, which is found in Africa.
Yes, sir.
West Africa. But Guyana is in South America, neighboring with Brazil, Suriname, Venezuela, and Colombia, and the big Atlantic Ocean. So Guyana is that little tiny piece of land, 83,000 square miles, found to the top of the South American map.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. And when did you first hear the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, sir?
Very good. I heard the teachings for the first time back in 1993, when I was basically living in the world, trying to find myself and trying to find my spirituality. I was literally visiting every church that there is in Guyana, trying to find myself and trying to research and find out exactly what they are teaching. Two of my friends, one of them by the name of Kashif, the other one by the name of Shanghai, told me that we know that you're searching, but I would like you to listen to a man by the name of Farrakhan. And they lent me a tape of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That tape was black and white. I saw that tape, brother, and honestly, after looking at that first tape, I wanted to hear more from this man. He was also a brother by the name of Malik Simon. Malik Simon that started soldiering in Guyana, so to speak, by bringing the Farrakhan newspapers, the books and tapes of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to Guyana around that same time, 92, 93, 95. Subsequently after that, his brother, Philip, started soldiering in Guyana too, giving us inspiration. That was after the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was introduced to us through books. And you would have known about the historic visit to Guyana. I think that was the last time the minister visited Guyana in 1996. When yours truly and 20 other brothers had embraced the minister and embraced the nation of Islam. That's up to 1996.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. So once the minister comes in 1996, what was that like for you all to be there representing the FOY? And can you walk us through the day, what it was like that whole trip?
Well, honestly, we were all green in terms of actually what was actually taught. We were in love with the minister, still like we are in love with him now, but we were green. We were so green, brother. Your father and the now Supreme Captain, Brother Mustafa Farrakhan, they literally had to be walking us through the paces, telling us how to greet the minister, how to give him the respect and everything else, because we were really, really green. But one of the things that live with me to this day is that I always had planned to tell the minister something when I saw him the first time, and I embraced him. So after giving him the greetings, I said to him, "You are the father I never had," because I literally grew up without a father. My biological father died when I was 2 months old. So meeting the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in terms of his speech and in terms of his word that was like a father for me. Well, eventually he made me into who I am today. But this is what he said to us. He said, for the time I'm going to be here in Guyana, I want these brothers everywhere to observe everything that I do, to listen to everything that I say. That was his direct instructions to us. And that's exactly what we did. The experience was beautiful, so much so, Brother Joshua, that it did inspire me to travel to Miami the following year and study under Minister Rasul Akim Muhammad, the son of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, for 8 years. So I was in and out between Miami and Guyana for 8 years, soldiering and studying the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Praise be to Allah. Beautiful. Thank you, sir. And my sisters, both Miriam and Naima, send the greetings. Sister Sabira says, Assalamu alaikum. And so many people like and share and subscribe. Thank you all very much, sir. What was it like being in Guyana with the racial climate? How do they treat our Black brothers and sisters? What is it like in Guyana? Like, is it peaceful? Is it dangerous? What is it like?
Well, the cultures are similar. The cultures are similar between America and Guyana. Guyana has basically a greater population of Indians that there is to Blacks. Okay. They have a small population of what we refer to as American Indians. In Guyana, we call them Amerindians. We have a smaller percentage of Chinese, but they're more entrepreneurs. They're more there for the money. They're there for the business. But it's always a yin and yang, so to speak, between the Indian and the Black, because you would have known that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan visit in Guyana, and this should be known. It had some Indian brothers and sisters tried to picket the minister and tried to share flyers as to say why Farrakhan is coming to Guyana. We dismantled that easily in 1996, and the visit of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, it went on. The minister, you need to notice, he was met with big crowds, brother, overflowing crowds, you know, overflowing crowds. His people wanted to see him like they still want to see him today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the mere fact that the minister comes, it means that some of us are definitely going to get the teachings, and the teachings going to definitely grow. So I was honored. At that time, I was not no study group coordinator, anything like that. I was just a young brother that was fired up and loved the teachings. If you had told me back then, brother, you would have been sitting in the seat of the study group coordinator. I would have said to you, no, sir, not me, because I was just fired up and wanted to be a brother.
Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. Well, what is it about the minister's word and the teaching of Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad that keeps you going way in Guyana, you know, when you don't get to see the believers as much, or you have contact with, you know, believers in America? What keeps you going where you are?
Very good question, brother. First of all, the plain truth and nothing but the truth. Many persons have a lot of questions for the minister. And remember, I told you earlier, he said that he wants these brothers to go everywhere he's going while he's in Guyana.
Yes, sir.
So there was one of the meetings where he met with the imams of Guyana. And we were all there fired up, waiting for what questions they will ask the minister. And Brother Joshua, as Allah is my witness, they had not one question for the minister. We were staring at each other. Come on, where are all these questions for the minister? But for brothers like myself, after embracing the teachings in terms of just reading the books, I was not registered yet. I met with many challenges. One of those challenges I met with was, in my community, there are lots of Sunni Muslims. In my community, there are lots of Shia Muslims. So I was afforded the opportunity to study both the Sunni Islam and the Shia Islam. I was at the point when I was ignorant of the fact that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan actually have a way that you can get registered in the movement. As I was ignorant of that fact, I was thinking about, well, the next thing for me to do is either go Sunni or Shia. A couple of weeks after that, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan brought out this, and he said, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was not a Sunni. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was not a Shia. And I was, wow. So that right there, brother, shattered me to understand that here what I have to stay focused on this man, Minister Farrakhan. Of course, after listening to him, he now introduced me to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And what the Honorable Elijah and the one that Honorable Elijah Muhammad was taught by Master Farad Muhammad. So the patience, brother, the patience is what kept me true. And now that I know who's the God, who's the Christ, and who's the Jesus in our midst, brother, that keeps me fired up. And I'm always patient because the Holy Quran teaches us to be patient as Muslims. And if we're patient enough, then we will be able to see exactly what Almighty God Allah is about to reveal to us. One of my friends told me too. One of my friends told me when I was about to make that same decision, Sunni or Shia, he said, brother, if the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan turned out to be greater than who he is, what would you say? And that made me think. Because at that time in our baby stage, we really didn't know who the minister was. He came, and we really didn't know who came to Guyana. But now looking back, I am grateful that I can take a photo with the Jesus of the day, brother. I was very grateful that I can take a photo with him at least. But all praise is due to Allah for raising him up so that he can come and raise our brothers like myself, so that I now can be a father and a husband to my wife, and a father to my children. All praise is due to Allah.
Praise be to Allah. Beautiful. And I want to thank you, sir, on behalf of myself, my family, and the viewing audience of the People's Podcast for your sacrifice and the sacrifice of your family, sir. We are extremely grateful for you representing all the way in Guyana.
Sir.
Praise be to Allah.
Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah.
And thank everyone who continues to watch, like, share, and subscribe to the People's Podcast. My sister Naima says beautiful testimony, and everybody saying all praise due to Allah. My next question for you, sir, is how did your family and friends feel about you accepting the teaching?
Well, because of how the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan guides us, I must say this without any fear. All of my family love me. As a matter of fact, Brother Joshua, they even love me more now. Because now I understand better how to be loving towards them. If my mom is on this program, she will tell you, because of the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I say to her, Mom, I love you. My mom raised us, giving us everything we need. That was her way of showing us love. It was never a big hug and a kiss and I love you. But after meeting the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I started uttering those words to her. I was at the tender age of 24. I'm 53 now. But I was at the tender age of 24. And I started breaking that barrier of saying, I love you to my mother. And eventually, she started responding and we started communicating like that. So I break that trend out with my children, because whenever I speak with my children, I would also say to them, Dad love you. But for the family, it's an excellent relationship. And this is what you need to know. The same process that I use to find young Minister Louis Farrakhan, which is to visit from church to church to church, that's the same strategy I use today. I'm in the nation, but I'm loved by the church. I'm in the nation, but I'm loved by the spiritual church people. I'm in the nation, but I'm loved by the Rastas. You see, because the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan taught us that we should never seclude ourselves from the people, but we should embrace our people regardless of the class, regardless of their condition. So the same process that brought me to the nation, I continue along that same line, going back now to my family, sharing that which I was taught to me by my leader.
Represent Brother Minister, beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Excellent. My next question for you is, if I come visit Guyana, do you have to speak Spanish, or is it a language barrier, or is it the same as America?
English, same like America.
Same like, okay, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, but you might have to start practicing a Guyana accent, you know?
Yes, sir.
You might have to start practicing a Guyana accent.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Wonderful. Well, in your time there, sir, and traveling back and forth to Miami, have you ever been faced with fear? And if so, how have you overcome that fear?
Uh, I would say yes. I was faced with fear many times. I was close to being denied a visa to come to America.
Mm, mm,
And I said in the name of Allah, the beneficent, and the merciful, whatever is your will, then let it be. And
mm.
it did happen. It did happen for me. It did happen for me. See, at one time, I was between two minds whether I would visit again. See,
Mm.
because of how my finances were going. But again, I said, Allah, if it's your will, let it be. And it happened. And this is my advice to the believers. I'm not trying to be spooky, but whatever problems facing you, Allah said in the Holy Quran, ask me, pray to me. And a young brother like myself, that is what have me standing today, believing solely and believing in Allah that He can make it happen for me. So fear come. But what I learned from the Hon Min Farrakhan is that fear is a natural thing. But
Yes, sir.
how
Yes,
you
sir.
overcome your fear will determine your success. You take me back to my bodybuilding, weightlifting, powerlifting days, because
Mm.
that's one of the things I had to stop with when I met the Honorable Minister Farrakhan. I had to stop competing in bodybuilding. I was a national bodybuilder, national powerlifter, national
Okay.
weightlifter, you know. And well, after I met the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, I had to do some slight adjustments. Less of that, you know, no more competing and placing a lot of emphasis and time into the whole workout program. Of course, I do work out, but not competitive any longer.
Man, I didn't know. I didn't know that. Yes, sir. Okay, so let us know about your bodybuilding time. What got you into that?
Well, basically, what inspired me more and more into that after I started working out, and then I get to learn that the minister actually lift weights, you know, and there are many tapes going around with the minister lifting weights. And I went on to be a national powerlifting champion in Guyana. You
Mm,
know,
mm,
I deadlift 540 pounds, weighing 143 pounds body weight.
mm, mm,
And I
mm.
squat over 500 pounds, bench press 3. And that was basically the inspiration. And if you look at my t-shirt that I always wear, whenever I go to lift, it's a t-shirt with Master Farad Muhammad, Minister Farrakhan, and Honorable Elijah Muhammad all the time. That's always my t-shirt when I'm going to lift because I place my trust in those three men.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. And thank everyone who continues to like, share, and subscribe to the People's Podcast. I can't wait to put this on YouTube. We have a quick 60-second commercial, Brother Minister, for all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast. And then we're coming back with a few more questions as you continue to let us know what it's like to be in Guyana and to be a believer. Praise be to Allah. For everyone who is watching, we are grateful for all of the sponsors and donors. Please continue to cash app the People's Podcast. We are grateful for every sponsor and every donor. We're coming right back to our student minister. Uh, Here we go. 1 second. Here we go. Boom. My brother Rashad, Street Premier Media Production. He has a 4K drone. He does television and film editing. Please reach out to him if you need any of those services. My sister Miriam, ABC I Love Me, children's book and coloring book, both of which are available on Amazon. Please go out and get both of those. Also, my sister Naima, Stay on Point Dance Academy, LLC. We love our tiny dancers. She teaches ballet virtually to young girls all across the country and right here in the studio in Atlanta, Georgia. Sister Rashida Rafat, she's doing her 5-year anniversary special promo for if you want to write a book. She does copy editing, content development. She does management of your books and whatever you need. Please reach out to Rashida Rafat, Raw Communications. Thank you very much, Sister Rashida. Our brother student minister out of Austin, Texas, Minister Robert L. Muhammad, conflict mediation, squashing the beef. He's doing a great job in the community with his work. His wife, Sister Fudia Muhammad, Children of the Most High, giving birth to a God and the science of child rearing. Please make sure you get that book. We need that in this time. Also, Brother Kenneth, bow tie maker extraordinaire. He'll ship bow ties to you anywhere in the country. Thank you very much, Brother Kenneth. And we're coming right back to our student minister. Asiatic Minds Online, virtual schooling. Anybody, you can take this all across the world. virtual schooling, making young kings, queens, and gods. Ajax Minds Online with Sister Sherry Muhammad. Thank you very much, Sister Sherry. Dr. Henry M. Carter, King Henry's Turkey Legs, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Brother Rashad Muhammad, COVID-19 disinfecting cleaning services out of Chicago. My father's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, and also his new book, Down Is Not Out, both of which are available on abdulsharif.com. Also, my two books, Cleopatra with the K, it is on Amazon, and No Father, No Excuse, both of which are available on Amazon. Thank you all very much. Boom, right back to our student minister. Here we go, perfect. Brother Dennis, my next question for you, sir, is what year did you accept the teachings? I want to be clear about what year you accepted.
Well, I got registered in 1998 in
1998.
Miami.
98 in Miami. Okay, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. In Miami, 1990, under the leadership of the Minister Russ.
Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. Okay, we're waiting on our brother to come back. Okay, you there, Brother Minister? Okay, great. While waiting on our brother Minister to come back, we want to encourage everybody. He just spoke of Minister Rasul. If you all have not seen the interview I did with Minister Rasul, please go back and look at it on the People's Podcast. We did a powerful interview, and we're waiting for our brother student minister to come back. And shout out to Sister Love. Thank you to everybody who continues to like, share, and subscribe to the People's Podcast. This evening we have another incredible guest coming up, and 2 tomorrow. So the People's Podcast is moving forward, and we're grateful for everyone who continues to watch, like, share, and subscribe. Okay, waiting on our student minister to come back. What we also want people to understand is, if you have any guest suggestions, please reach out to us, message me on Facebook, Instagram. Please let us know. Naima says, yes, sir, I'll praise you to Allah. Thank you, Naima. And thank you for tuning into the People's Podcast. Excellent. All right. Brother Minister, you there? Okay, so he's coming back in right now, because we have to figure out. Okay, here we go. There he is. Boom. Okay, there he is. Nice. Okay. Promoting him. All right, and we're waiting right back for our brother. And thank everyone for their patience. Yes, Sister Miriam, I will ask him how many believers are in Guyana. Guyana. And Oyo Kamava and Able Asabi. And you're saying ooh, me and Kanta Bala. Thank you very much. Take gusto.
I'm like
Alaikum salam, sir. Asi. Okay, yes, sir, Brother Minister. Okay, we can hear you, sir. We just can't see you.
Yes,
Okay,
sir. The
perfect.
internet is giving some problems.
Yes, sir. We understand. I understand. Yes, sir. My sister Miriam wants to know how many believers are in Guyana.
Well, presently the believers are like around 8 of us. Just 8 of us right now. But due to the pandemic, right, due to the pandemic and everything else, but we're now trying to get some young believers registered through one of our student captains. Now trying to connect with some of our sisters to get them registered. All praises to Allah.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you all for holding it down. I couldn't even picture being in Guyana. Hopefully my sisters can visit as well, because we like to travel the world, and we look forward to some of these events.
Yes, sir.
And you said my father had already went in 1996. Is what you said?
Yes, sir. He was there.
Praise be to Allah. Beautiful.
On post. Yes, sir. He was there. What was the question you asked before I go to the break? What was the question before the internet cut off?
Yes, sir. It was a question about Miami. It was a question about what year did you accept the teachings? You said 1998 in Miami.
Oh, yes. 99.
Yes, sir. Excellent. Okay, my next question for you, sir, is before we went live, you told me you had 8 children. Correct? Yes, sir. What advice would you give to future fathers?
Well, basically, the advice I would like to give to future fathers is to leave a sublime character, a sublime character for them. Give them character. Money is good. things are good, education is good. Even taking them on holidays, all this is good. But one of the things I learned, Brother Joshua, is the best thing a man can do for his children after giving them good character is to love their mother. Here why I say love their mother. You can give them all of the material things, a child. But if you're not loving and caring towards their mother, you will not be in good standings with them. I want to say that again. If you're not loving and caring towards your wife, regardless of what you're doing for your children, you will not be in good standings with your children. Your children will literally come after you, even though you're giving them all of the material things. So to the men that are listening to me, be respectful, honor your wife, honor your woman for what she's done for you, bringing children into this world for you. See, the wife is first, the woman is first, the children is secondary. What I do personally, and you need to know this, I never graduated from any high school. I'm what you call an after-school child. Sometime in 2002, 2003, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan instructed all of us to go back to school. I don't know if you remember, but he instructed us to go back to school because this is what he said. He said, there are positions awaiting you. And if you're not qualified, then you will not be able to take those positions. So I'm not a high school graduate, so to speak. I did not come out of high school with flying colors. But what I did is change the course of things when I got my children. So I had a daughter that been to the highest school in Guyana. I had a son that been to the second highest school. Two of my children now is in university. Right? My big son is already an engineer. One of my boys is undecided as to what he want to do. So it was never about me. It was about making sure it happened for my children. Was I strict? Yes. But I never had a chance to really raise the whip, even though the licks law, we call it in Guyana licks. I don't know what they call it in America. They call it maybe flogging. Okay. But that rule was always in effect. But I never had the chance, a need to raise the whip. Because what I teach my children is the purpose of education taught by the Hon Min Farrakhan, which is to serve humanity. So I taught them the purpose of education. And brother, you know what is the truth? I never had to force them to pick up a book. Never. Because I put in their head the purpose of education and let them know it is not about money, but it's about serving the community and serving humanity generally. So I always do, like our brother Nuri said, I put the morals before the money.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Excellent. And people will continue to show you love. And that's wonderful, sir. Okay. Now, with 8 children, were you in the delivery room with your wife?
Good question. Actually, when I got a twin, you need to know that. I have a boy and a girl twin.
Okay.
And I had asked the superintendent of the hospital to go and see the surgery. And they denied me. Then I went to the doctor. He denied me too. I asked the nurse.
Yes, sir. We right here with you, Brother Minister, just waiting on him to come back. Okay. So the reason while we're waiting on the Brother Minister to come back, the reason I asked that question for those who are watching is I hear a lot of fathers tell their stories about being in the delivery room, and I don't have any children yet. And that's something that I really look forward to, manning up and dealing with. For all of the sisters who watch, is that important for you to have your husband be there? And for all of the men who are watching, was that important for you to actually be in the delivery room if you were? Man, because that's powerful. Because if he has 8 children, 8 times being in the delivery room, whew, as a man, all right. Thank you, me, for talking about the Wi-Fi. Yes, okay, our brother student minister is back. Here we go. Boom. So the Lovett says yes. So the Lovett has about 12 children, so she knows for sure. Then make sure that the men are there. So Lovett says yes. Mimi says absolutely important. So the Miriam says absolutely important. As his name said, it's important to have your husband by your side. Yes, ma'am. Okay, but Minister, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, excellent. So yes, sir. So you were talking about you having twins and the doctor denying you.
Yes, I was saying so. Yeah, the doctor denied me, the nurses denied me, and everybody denied me. This is my twin. What I did, I literally, brother, made up some tears. I made up some tears. And tears started falling from my eyes because I made up some tears. And they decided, okay, the brother's crying now, man. Give him a chance to go in. And I went in.
Mm.
And I got a chance to see the doctor slit the belly of my wife, take out those two children. Of course, I'm a Muslim. I'm strong. I can take seeing that. And I saw the entire operation. My children, because of that, for your listening audience, my twin, because of that, was so connected to me. At 2 years old, I was out of the country. They fell ill. I was doing some business in a country called St. Lucia, Ireland. And I got a phone call that your twin is ill. And I told the brother, I'm leaving now. He was a Muslim brother, but he was not from the nation. He said to me, how can you go leave our business? I said, brother, my top priority is my family. And if my children are sick, whatever business, it has to finish. I'm not staying. I went and I took my children out of the hospital against the will of the doctor. And my children was fine, brother. And I said to myself, that was because of the connection of me and my children. Because as you know, the Hon Min Farrakhan taught us that even when our wives are pregnant, we should pray in the belly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. In the other cases of my other children, because it was CS, cesarean, I was not given the opportunity to go into the theater, but I was right there waiting. Right there waiting. And as soon as my baby come out, you know the ritual, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. So because of that, my children now, they become close to you. See, that's what you want. I remember Brother Nuri Muhammad visited Guyana in 2017. He saw the way my children operating towards me. And I asked him, I said, Brother Minister Nuri, why would my children do that? Every time they see me, they would leave my wife and run to me literally and scream. And he saw it. And I questioned him a bit. You know what he said, Brother Joshua?
What is it?
He said, it is your wife that put that love in them for you. To the young brothers that are listening to this, be careful how you treat your woman.
Yes, sir.
Be careful how you treat your wife. Because however you treat her, that is what she's going to install into the children. So treating your wife right is paramount. Respect for the woman is paramount.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Excellent. And thank you all for continuing to watch. Respect the sisters for sure. Okay, great. Well, what type of music do you listen to, sir?
I love Bob Marley.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, we got two radio programs. We have two radio programs in Guyana. One Wednesday at 7 p.m. at night, the Nation of Islam Hour.
Okay.
And Sunday at 5.
Okay, we're waiting on our student minister to come back. While he comes back, we're speaking of Bob Marley. For everybody who's out there, what is your favorite Bob Marley song? Is it No Woman, No Cry? All right, here we go. Boom. Naima says, yes, sir. The letter says, helps with the bond. We're coming back to witness a C-section. I can only imagine that. A cesarean. But boom. He said his favorite music is Bob Marley. No Woman, No Cry. What other Bob Marley song? Don't worry about a thing. Yeah. Okay, shout out to Bob Marley for that. Also, Every little thing, yeah, it's gonna be all right. All right, here we go. Menace is back with the Bob Marley. And Mimi says, Mrs. Miriam says, Maz loves Three Little Birds. Naima says, is this love? Is this love? Absolutely. And Sister Levitt says, chase them bodies every time. I don't know what love means. Roots, rock, reggae. Oh, okay. They're saying they Bob Marley songs. Okay, boom. Excellent. Okay, yes, sir, Brother Minister. You were talking about Bob Marley. The second you said
Yes,
the Nation
sir.
of Islam, 7 p.m. on Wednesdays.
Yes, I'm saying about the two. Right. Wednesdays at 7 p.m., the Nation of Islam hour, and Fridays at 5 p.m., the Nation of Islam hour. And I'm saying this because before every program, we will start with a Bob Marley song. We will start with a Bob Marley song. And you know, one of the things Bob Marley said in one of his songs, he said, don't bury your thoughts. Put your dreams into reality.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know
yes,
that
sir.
program that we do Wednesdays and Sundays, it was actually a thought that I brought into reality. I used to always say when I first joined the nation, I wish, Brother Joshua, I wish that someone can sponsor an hour for the radio and me. I used to always say that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I wish
Yes,
that
sir.
someone could sponsor an hour. And you know what? You know who was that someone?
Who was that?
Myself. Because Allah now blessed me to pay for 2 hours on the radio, where I didn't take the sponsorship from anybody, but I went into my pocket
Yes,
to
sir.
pay
Yes,
for
sir.
1 hour on Wednesday, 1 hour on Sunday. And people would ask me, brother, why would you pay for your own program when you can get sponsors? And this is what I would say. If you're taking sponsorship from companies, they will tell you what to say and what not to say. But when I'm on there, I'm giving you straight just the way how the minister said. I'm giving you straight the way how Elijah Muhammad said. And actually, that was the prayer that I prayed that I bring into reality. I brought that prayer into reality because I always wanted somebody to sponsor me. And I ended up sponsoring my own self. So Bob Marley is my man.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Excellent. Will you ever write a book on your personal life, sir?
If I ever wrote a book?
No, will you ever write a book on your personal life?
Inshallah, yes, sir.
Praise
Inshallah, yes. Inshallah.
Great. Well, I just have 3 more questions for you, Brother Minister, and we're good to go. If you could see God if you could meet God face to face, and you could ask him one question, what would you ask him?
Wow. That's a big one. That's if I can see God face to face.
Yes, sir.
What question I would ask him? That's a big one, brother. Matter of fact, it's the first time I even thought about that question. That's a very good question. But if I could see God face to face, I think what I would ask him to give me is a deeper explanation of love, which is a deeper explanation of himself, because God is love and love is God.
Yes, sir.
And as men, we constantly searching for a deeper explanation of who Allah is.
Yes, sir.
I told you, when I met the minister, I thought I was just meeting a man. But gradually, my eyes started coming open, like he said, this pillow was put in my eyes.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
I started seeing the man for who he is. So I would want to ask God, can you give me a deeper explanation as to what love is? Which is really asking me, give me a deeper explanation as to who you are.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. And if God could ask you one question, what do you think that he would ask you face to face?
How have you been serving me? How have you been serving me? Were you keeping your duty? Because you see, that is what is required today, brother. I mentioned before this program started that when the Honorable Minister Hon Farrakhan left in 1996, it was 20-something of us, brother Joshua.
Yes, sir.
It was over 20-something of us. And out of that group, the people that we have on deck today are new people. Out of that group, I am the lone brother standing, still representing the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, proudly, proudly. But there were lots and lots of brothers. And there is a brother, there is a senior brother that we must give respect to for the struggles in Guyana at all times. Brother Akbar Muhammad. Brother Akbar Muhammad, I believe, hands down, is the one Nation of Islam brother that visited Guyana the most. He's always concerned about what goes on in Guyana, whether it's in social life, whether it's in politics, whether it's in the cultural life, whether it's in the business life. Brother Akbar Muhammad is always concerned in terms of what goes on in Guyana. So this is a brother that we should always give respect to, along with himself and Brother Philip that I told you about from Canada. These brothers really have Guyana at heart, brother. They can call me every second just to communicate, to find out how things going in Guyana. Because Guyana, you need to know this, is poised. Guyana is poised to take off in terms of resources, in terms of oil wealth. But you know the teachings of Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the white man heaven is the black man hell. So yes, there isn't no heaven for us if it is the white people that are controlling these businesses. I'm very conscious of that. All we will do, Brother Joshua, is continue to eat the crumbs that fall from their table. That's a reality.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah, sir. Okay. Sister Miriam says, yes, sir. Thank you. Are we waiting on our brother minister to come on back? Okay, brother minister. Well, we have one more question for our student minister of Guyana. And I want to thank everybody who was watching while we continue to watch. Thank you all for locking in. Okay, there he is, brother minister. Okay, you back?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. For one more, our last question for you, sir, is what would you like your legacy to be, sir?
I would like my legacy to be one being a man that stand up for truth, regardless of what government it is ruling Guyana, regardless of if I'm dealing with a Muslim or a Christian, regardless of if I'm dealing with a white or a black person. I would like my legacy to be one that stand up for truth. That is how I'd like to be myself. I would like to share one thing with your audience.
Yes, sir.
To give them some encouragement. One of the things that most people around the world are having a problem to come to grips with is that God came to America first.
Yes, sir.
In the person of Master Farad Muhammad.
Yes,
They're having a problem with that. But you know what, Brother Joshua? Most, if not all, of my family that lives in America, this is what they testified to. They said the Black American is lazy. They said the Black American is backward. The Black American is a dunce. The Black American is in the gutter. The Black American is the last. The Black American is the most downtrodden. We can add some more adjectives.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, what they're doing indirectly is that they're bearing witness to what the scripture says, that when the Christ comes, he will come to the one that is lazy.
Yes, sir.
Downtrodden, oppressed. He will come to the one that is most in need of help. And when we take a look around the world, Master Farad Muhammad was right to choose the Black man in America first, because he had deserved that because of his condition.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
By this saying all of these things about the Black man in America, they're bearing witness that he's the one that God will have to come to first. But this is what I would tell them. All of the above might be true, but look at the example of the Honorable Minister Farrakhan and the brothers in the Nation of Islam. It will inspire you to understand the height that the Black American can reach once he listens to the God and the Christ that is present in our midst. And so I wanted to lay that on your audience, because sometimes we feel as though some of the teachings might not necessarily be true. There isn't no black man in this world, brother, that need help like my black brothers and sisters in America. I've seen it. This is not just what someone said to me, but I've seen it with my own two eyes
Yes, sir.
because I
Yes, sir.
soldier in America. So I know what time is it, brother.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Excellent. Well, thank you, Reverend Minister. This is my honor. Please, once again, thank you for your sacrifice and your family. And I look forward to,
My honor
inshallah,
too.
meeting you in person, sir, meeting your family. And I can't wait to put this on
Inshallah.
YouTube. May Allah continue to bless you to fight and stand up for Islam in Guyana. I want to thank everyone who's watching. This is Joshua
And
Leonard
please give
Muhammad
your
signing
family the
off.
greetings for me.
Yes, sir. Done deal. Thank you, sir. And this is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off for the People's Podcast. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam, sir. It's an honor. It's an honor.
It's my honor, sir. Thank you, sir.